All right. Well, welcome, guys. Welcome to Team Freestyle Start Strong Training. It is Monday, the 28th of August, 2017. As most of you guys know, my name is Adam. This is Kira. Excited to have you guys on tonight. I'm going to get Kira to start us off tonight. We've decided that we're going to alternate each week and lead with Start Strong. So it's Kira's night tonight, and excited to let her loose on you guys, and maybe everyone will just have a second week off now, knowing that my annoying voice will be on every other week. But I'm going to let Kira kind of lead the way tonight. It's exciting to be in Melbourne during the week, guys. Connect with you guys. Certainly, lots of cool and exciting stuff going on, and we, some of us leaders are traveling a fair bit over the next month. It's a pretty exciting month, so we're going to talk a little bit about the hustle before the end of the month. But Kira's going to share about some of the fundamentals as we do to kick off. So I'll get out of the way.
Okay.
Let you take over.
Hey guys, so when you come into this business, obviously it's a real business, so there is so much to learn. So my first tip is really just to focus on what you need to know as you need to know it. So in saying that, I'm going to map out for you the first 2 steps in this business. And I really believe that setting your intentions and your focus on that, if that's what you want to achieve, that is going to increase your chances dramatically of being able to hit those first 2 goals in your business. The great thing about this business is it's your franchise. So when you sign up, it's your business, and that means that success is your responsibility. There is so much incredible support in our team. I truly believe that we have all of the resources you would ever need to support you in your success. And we're certainly there to do every step of the way with you, but we can't do it for you. But also, it's really up to you what it is that success means to you. So for you, it may be achieving those first 2 steps. That may be something that's really important to you. There's $1,000 or thereabouts sitting on the table in those first 2 steps. And if that's something that you want, then I'm going to map out for you how to do that. If you're someone who just is here to recommend and take the product and be a Juice Plus fan, then that's completely okay as well. There is no pressure. But my advice is to let your upline know that you're all in and you really want to make it happen. And then write in your calendar and in front of you somewhere where you see or you work every day, make sure that you write in the dates from the 10 days and the 40 days that I'm going to take you through, and then focus on that every single day. So can I have my board, please?
Right there.
Where did you put it? Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. So when you come into this business, you have bought your own franchise. And one of my most favorite, but also things that I feel challenged around in this business, is that it only costs $165. Now, the upside of that is almost everybody can afford to own their own business with unlimited earning potential. And we say that if you can't afford $165, and that's exactly why you need this business. The downside is that people don't treat it like a business because it is so affordable and there's really nothing to lose. What I know is if every single one of us invested $165,000 to get started in this business, we would be so much more invested in ensuring that we see our money back. So if you approach this every day and treated it like a real franchise opportunity that costs you thousands of dollars to get in, then you absolutely will create a fruitful business that delivers on everything that you wanted it to deliver on. Treat it like a business, guys, and you will get business results. Treat it like a hobby and you will get hobby results. And it's really up to you to decide where in that scale you want to be and how much you want this to change your life. So we have our $165 franchise fee to get started. Now, what's really cool is there literally is no other cost. So there's no hidden fees. And a lot of you guys would already know how passionate I am about this particular industry. Honestly, I will never do anything else. It just makes sense for the time that you invest. It has the most reward. And if you're going to be working hard anyway, you may as well work hard on your own dreams and get the reward for doing that. However, a lot of other network marketing companies, they have things like minimum spends every month before you can even access any profit. But with Juice Plus, we don't have any of that. Now, obviously, we recommend you're a product of the product. You don't have to be, but it makes sense that you would become a product of the product because you will feel more genuine about sharing and recommending, but also your story is the most powerful marketing tool that you have. Okay, so you want to get, I'm confident that you'll get great results on the product and the program. People will notice that. People will start asking you what's different. And when you share your story, you will feel passionate about it and people will pick up on the truth and how genuine you are. So we have a point system attached to our products, and I really recommend that you write these figures down and have them in front of you every day, because the best way to get to know the business is to really put it into practice every day and not just rely on the virtual office to calculate things for you. I know for me, for the first few months, I was really confused by everything, but I also wasn't really participating in my own learning. So if you self-calculate these first 2 steps that I'm going to talk about, you'll learn it a lot quicker. And so if you're really confused after all of this, that's okay as well, because I was confused for a long time. It's really normal. And that's why we say plug in every week, because the more you hear it, then the easier it becomes to understand. So we have our premium, which is our fruit, vegetable, and berry blend capsules, the 3 colors. And these are equal to 371 points for Australia and 408 points for New Zealand. Then we have our fruit and veg on its own without the berry, and that is 236 for Australia, and it's 260 for New Zealand if you're in New Zealand or sharing with a New Zealand customer. We have our 60 powders, our complete powder. These are 214 in Australia. If you're in New Zealand, that's 238. And then we have our 120 complete powder, which is 428 for Australia and 476 if you're in New Zealand. So this is just a point system that we have in our commission plan. It's not a dollar value, so don't confuse the two. And when you come into this business, your title is a VF, which is a virtual franchise. But you don't need to know what that means. It doesn't really matter. But your first goal is DVF. And DVF is equal to 1,000 points, and it's any combination of products. Now, obviously, we have other products as well, but I just want to keep it really simple for now. Now, we never get penalized for not hitting targets in our business. If you share the product, even if it's just with one customer, you get paid retail commission for sharing the product. There's no, as I said, hidden costs or rules where you have to unlock that commission. However, we do get rewarded if we hit the goals. So if you hit DVF in 10 days, the company is going to reward you with a $100 bonus on top of your retail commission. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to hit DVF in just your first couple of days. If you become a product of premium capsules, which to me, my advice would be absolute priority to take the fruit, vegetable, and berry blend. But you also tried the powder, because if you don't use the powder, you'll find it hard to recommend. And that would give you a 4-month supply of both products so that you could give it a really good go and get the full benefits. That's almost 1,000 points, as you could see. And that your own points contribute to your own promotion. So if you were to find one person, whether it be your mum, your best friend, your sister, your brother, or just a random person on the street who's looking to feel better, look better, you know, be in a program that's going to help them look better or feel better or whatever it might be, then you're already going to hit the 1,000 points. Okay, so you're going to pick up the $100 bonus plus your retail commission, which on average is $280 thereabouts, depending on what you share. Now, as you can see, just for hitting DVF in 10 days, you already have made more back than this business cost you. So you're already in the green. And I honestly don't know any other business where you can get in the green so easily and so quickly, where you can then go back to your skeptical husband and say, see, this business already hasn't cost me any money. It's okay. I'm not being scammed. I know our traditional business used to cost us $25,000 a month just to keep the doors open, and that was before making any profit or being able to feed our own family. So when I'm making more than that in pure profit every month because of this business, I'm incredibly grateful for this $165 annual fee. So our next level is called SDVF, And this is equal to 4,000 points. What's really cool is our 1,000 carries over. We don't start at 0. And with this promotion, you need someone to come and link arms with you the way that you linked arms with your upline. Now, I promise you, you don't have to be a weird, awkward person that writes a list of all their friends and then goes and hunts them down and begs them to come and be part of this business. And please don't do that, because Adam is really attached to being cool, and he'd hate to know that that sort of activity was happening within his team FreeStyle. I promise you, there are thousands of people in the world who are looking for an opportunity to earn some extra pocket money or to completely change their life. You know, earning an extra $500 a month in this business really isn't that hard to do. And even if it's just $500 a month, that dramatically changes someone's life. It gives them so many more choices. So whether it's a $500 goal or a $10,000 goal, there are so many people looking for that opportunity. And if you show up to training every week, you're going to learn the skills on how to find the people who are looking, how to create curiosity so a lot of the people come to you, but also how to create conversation so that you can find people who are looking for something as well. So I honestly believe it's easy to find team, and therefore I find it easy to find team. So make sure you're aware of your belief around it as well, because whatever you believe in is what is going to show up for you. So anything that you could do this the hard way and find 4,000 points all on your own, and then find someone to come link arms with you. Or you could find 1, 2, or 3 people to link arms with you right from the start, and everything they do is going to contribute to your 4,000 as well as their own. So obviously the easiest way to achieve your promotion is to find people to help you who are obviously looking for something and want to make an extra income. Now, if you hit 4,000 points and find a teamie within 40 days of your start date, the company is going to reward you with a $400 bonus on top of your retail commission. But what is super cool is your sponsor is also going to start picking up your bonuses when you hit your promotions. So they're also going to get a $400 bonus. Now, what this means is, just say that the 1, 2, or 3 people that you might bring on in your first month, if you help them hit SDVF in 40 days, every time they get a bonus, you're going to pick up those bonuses as well from SDVF, not the DVF one. So I've literally had a month where I had 5 frontline go SDVF. So the bonus is bonus money. It's not necessarily the money that we rely on, but you can do the sums, and that's an incredible amount of bonuses to hit my bank account. Okay, so you want to help as many people as possible with the business opportunity as well as the health opportunity with the product. Now, just to give you an idea, it's different depending on how many of the products you share and how many the people in your team did. But on average, it's about $800 to $1,000 in your bank account by hitting SDVF in the 40 days. Okay, now if you don't make it in the 40 days, as I said, you don't get penalized. You do have extra days to get there. If you do it in 60 days, then you get to promote without the bonus. And if you miss the 60 days, we have something called a restart that you can look at. I'm not going to talk about that now, but there is the second chance there. Or you can take as long as you like to get there, but you need 8,000 points to get there. So my suggestion is, as I said, have a look at your start date and work out when are your 10 days and when are your 40 days. And is this something that's really important to you? And I would encourage you to ask yourself, what does an extra $500 in bonuses and whatever the retail commission portion might be, what does that do for your life? If you were to make an extra $800 to $1,000 in the next 40 days, what would that give you? What choices? How does that change your life? You know, what freedom does that give you? How does it lessen your financial stress? Is it a travel fund? You know, what is it that excites you enough to pull you into action? Because if you don't have a vision, and if you don't have, you know, the why that makes you cry, or the why that is something that is incredibly meaningful to you, then you'll be more likely to stay in your comfort zone and not get into action. Now, you guys can see my visions behind me on my wall. And when I look at that every day, when I come into my office, that pulls me forward towards success. I'm inspired into action. I don't need Adam to motivate me every day and encourage me with different words to get into action, or, you know, ask me, why aren't I doing anything, or why aren't I hitting my goals? He knows that I'm incredibly inspired from within to get up every day and work on this business. So that is the first key to success that I would share with you, is to really sit down with your journal and take some time out, have a quiet moment, and really ask yourself truly, and dig beneath the excuses of I'm not good enough, I'm not going to be able to be successful because of this, that, and that. You guys know that's all bullshit, okay? So dig beneath that and really, truly, if you could, what if you could? Ask yourself, what if? If this could be everything that you want it to be, what would that look like? And then if that is a really big goal for you, like for us, it was to retire out of our traditional business, which was like the biggest headache in the world. And I had so much pain and frustration around it. That was obviously the big goal, but it felt so far away and so big that I had to break that down into manageable goals that excited me into action. Because sometimes when we're too overwhelmed, if it feels too big or too far away, once again, we'll retreat to our comfort zone, and that won't inspire us into action. It will do the opposite. So for me, when I really focused on that first month and making $1,000, I was so focused on it that it's, you know, it's not surprising that it attracted exactly $1,000 and not a cent more, because that's exactly the figure I was focused on. But that felt life-changing, to go from no income for 8 years as a stay-at-home mum to have $1,000 of my own money that I had earned through helping others. And those people I was helping were getting amazing results. So I felt so good about it. To have, like, it felt as big and as exciting as my check is today, which is many times more that. Okay, so it meant that I could contribute to the bills. It meant that I could go and treat myself. I could have my nails done. And I could buy some flowers from Coles, not expensive flowers, but I could still buy some flowers for my home and feel okay about that. So, you know, in the beginning, it's not the big things. Like, I remember how incredible it felt, more empowering to buy my own flowers. And when I got to a point where I could do that on a weekly basis, and that felt better than Adam buying them for me, because it's something that feels like such a luxury, you know, that many people would think, oh, that's just too much of a waste of money. I really need to spend that on my groceries. But when you have that little bit of income coming in, you're able to make those choices, and it feels so good. And it really contributed to the feeling of being that boss babe, which is the persona that I put on every day, even if I'm not necessarily feeling empowered as a boss babe. I put that hat on every day, and I do things and put things in my life around me that empower me to feel that way, because when I feel like a boss babe, then I show up like one. Okay, so what are those rewards that you're going to, what is the vision you're going to create, and what are the rewards that you're going to set out for yourself every step of the way? I really truly believe that when you break this business down to those steps, it's particularly if you struggle with self-confidence like I did, you know, when you quieten all the noise of how much there is to know in this business, and you just focus on DVF. I know that all of you know that you can achieve DVF if you really want it. Okay, if it was life and death, you would literally make it happen in the next hour. It's not hard. It's just, are you willing to get into the action? So when you just focus on DVF, and when you make that happen, your confidence gets to grow a little. And then you can focus on SDVF. And when you make that happen, your confidence grows again. See, a lot of people will tell me, I don't feel confident, I don't believe in myself, that's why I'm not successful. But the problem is, to build confidence, you have to get in action. Okay, when you get in action, that's how you get more confident in yourself. But staying in your comfort zone is never going to change anything about your life and how you're living it. And it's not going to change anything about how you feel about yourself, other than make you feel worse about yourself. And this business, the biggest gift for me was getting that confidence back, to know that I was full of potential, and to be able to have less days of negative self-talk and more days of feeling empowered and successful. And every single one of you have that opportunity in this business. So what is your vision? Share that with your upline so they know what the stake is in the ground for you, so that when you have face down moments, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I would be so embarrassed if there was a videotape of the meltdowns that I've had on this journey. And it would probably be helpful for you guys, but it would be really embarrassing for me. I had many meltdowns. I had many moments of self-doubt and just cracking it and quitting because someone said no. You know, it was by no means a smooth journey. But luckily, Adam, my upline, knew what my stake in the ground was, and he knew how to pick me up when I had those down moments, rather than letting me quit on a bad day. So you have to be willing to put your hand up and let us know when you're having those face down moments. Otherwise, we don't know that you need picking up. Okay, and that is your responsibility. And it doesn't matter where you are on this journey, there will be challenges, and nothing in life worth doing won't have any challenges. Okay, anything in life worth doing is going to give you challenges, because the challenges are what make you grow into a better, bigger, stronger, wiser person. Okay, so you want to embrace those moments. But what's really awesome is you have this amazing team around you that wants to go through those challenges with you, rather than you having to do it on your own or quitting on a bad day. So make sure you share it with your uplines, your downlines, that you guys really support and lean on one another, and put your hand up when you need help. What else? So your desire. The next one is deciding, truly deciding with all of your being that you're going to be successful. The beauty of deciding that you're going to be successful means that you stop hearing the noise, you don't get down so much about the no's, and you don't rely on your team anymore. So every time your team do or don't do something, it doesn't affect you, because you've decided on success. So it lets your team off of the expectation and pressure as well that your success relies on them, because you know that you can rely on yourself. And I know the moment 12 months into my journey where I truly committed 100% rather than 95%. Okay, so if you're dipping your toe in and you're just going to see what happens, then not much will happen. I promise you that. Until you truly commit, even if you don't know the way to success, you can still make the decision that you're going to be successful. And my entire life shifted in the moment that I made that decision for the first time in my life. And I could feel it in every cell of my being that I was all in, and that I was going to commit to the entire process, because everything I'd done before this business, I half didn't quit, but I knew that I was never going to quit on myself in this business. I didn't have all the skills. I wasn't a great leader. I didn't have the leadership skills I needed to grow my business at that time, but I knew that I was going to be successful. And so when you commit 100%, you start doing the work that you need to do to create the business that you want to create. And what's beautiful about this business is you grow every step along the way. So as your business grows, you're growing alongside that, and you're growing into the leader that you need to be. You don't have to just be one overnight, because the whole team and the whole system gets to support you every step of the way. But the decision is yours. I can't make you make the decision, and I can't make you have a worthy vision. That's the work that you guys have to do. We've done so much work for you guys behind the scenes that so many other teams don't have, but you've got to be willing to do that work yourself, and you've got to be willing to go to work on your belief as well around the industry and the product. You know, if you don't feel 100% certain in those things, like I didn't in the beginning, and that's why I hadn't committed 100%. But once I went to work on building that belief, you know, everything shifted for me, because I knew that it was my responsibility to share this with as many people as possible. Because when I realized how incredible the product was and how incredible the business opportunity was, I realized how many people out there really truly needed my help. And it was selfish for me not to be out there sharing this with as many people as possible. So I want you guys to remember, you know, my favorite quote is, I just forgot it. The only reason why you're not living the life of your dreams right now is because of the BS stories you're telling yourself of why you can't have it. And so many of us have been living far too long in our comfort zone, accepting mediocre. We accepted surviving for, you know, at least 8 years of our life. And the stress of surviving when, you know, life is too short not to thrive and not to live a life of abundance. And so I really challenge you to start expecting more for yourself. Raise the bar on yourself. You know, there's people out there experiencing an incredible life who have no financial stress, who get to travel the world, who get to contribute, you know, to causes much more worthy than themselves. You know, why not? I really believe it's a sin not to desire more, not to seek abundance, because when you have more, you can be so much more of a person and you can give so much more. So I truly believe it is your responsibility to do the work on your BS stories and start owning the desire for more. Because having more money does not make you a bad person. It makes you more of the person you were meant to be. So if you're an evil, horrible person, then you're going to be even more so with money. But if you know that you are a kind-spirited, generous, loving person who loves to give and share in abundance, then you will grow so much greater in those strengths. And that's one of the next steps that I really encourage my team to do, is to really work on their belief around money. And this can show up several ways in this business. First of all, you need to definitely do the work on the value in our product. For me, I very rarely get price objections because I have so much belief in the value of our product that when I share it with people, the price, when I get to that at the end of our conversation, there's no hesitation. There's no uncertainty. People will pick up on whatever energy you're giving out. And if there's a hesitation in you and you feel either the product it doesn't have great value in the cost, or if you don't value yourself enough to know that you're making money out of that exchange of energy, then that is going to compromise how many people see the value in the product and want to invest. So the first thing is do the work on the value of the product, but more importantly, do the work on your own self-value. You know, when you plug into events, guys, just try and stay on mute. When you plug into events every week, which is one of our recommendations, to find at least one online or face-to-face event each week, you will hear incredible stories where this product has literally transformed people's lives. Like where, people have gotten off heart disease medication or prevented diabetes, or been able to get off arthritis medication, or their children are finally eating fruits and vegetables. Make no mistake, those are life-changing changes. If someone can come off a pharmaceutical drug that they're having to put in their body every single day, that is a dramatic change in that person's life. And so the money that you make in that exchange of energy, like, to me, you're worth even more than that, because when you change someone's life so much, honestly, you've got to be so incredibly grateful that you said yes to this opportunity so that they had that opportunity to change their life. You know, you see in our program so many people losing weight, feeling better. I'm so proud of every cent that lands in my bank account, because it's a direct reflection of how many lives I'm able to impact on a daily basis. And when you go to Coles and buy your groceries every week, you don't think that it's evil or bad or shameful that you exchange money for that energy that you're receiving back. The reality is that's the way the world works, and it doesn't matter what job you've ever had in your entire life. Every single job you've ever had is a sales job, whether you recognized it or not. Okay, so you have to be okay with that exchange of energy in this business. It's an amazing thing, and you want to see your income go up because it means that you're helping so many more people. And it also means that people are buying an incredible supplement from you that is safe, that has been studied, that is effective, rather than buying some crappy product off the supermarket shelf that has no test like Juice Plus when it comes to the studies on effectiveness and the safety. Okay, so what else? Commit. The next one is being teachable. So we have a system that we're not very smart, okay, but we were smart. It took us many years to find success. But however, we were smart enough to know that success leaves clues. And so we really looked for the most successful people in this industry to model what they did. Because this industry has been around for many years. And honestly, those that are really way not smart like us, like even more so, they're going to try and recreate the wheel and think that they know how to do this, or just because they were in marketing or some other sales job, that those skills translate, and they're going to try and do it on their own. And I promise you, if that's you're going to make all the mistakes we already made, and it's going to take you so much longer to get to where you're going. If you're able to just surrender to the system that we've been able to put together from the people that are way smarter than us, from learning from the clues of success, then you are really going to fast track your way to success. But more importantly, it's not about you. Being teachable is actually about your team, because when you bring on team, they have to be able to duplicate success no matter what their skill set is and no matter what their past has been. Because if you come into this with a lot of skills and networking is your thing and you can find loads of people, unfortunately, that is not the norm and it's not duplicatable. And if you can't duplicate your business beyond yourself, you will not grow a strong and stable business. So we have a system that is duplicatable. It's really easy to follow, and anybody can follow it no matter what their skills are, and anybody can create success in this. The majority of the people in our team who have the greatest success are not health professionals. They didn't have a huge network, all the other BS stories that people make around not being successful because they're not this, that, or that. If you actually look at the top leaders in our business, they have the same excuses, okay? But they're able to duplicate the success because, number one, the biggest skill you will ever need in this is that they were teachable. The next, and also your team will do what you do. And so the next one is plugging in. And if you're not willing to plug into team training every single Monday night, then I'm not really sure how much success you really want to get from this. Because if this was the $165,000 business investment, then you would absolutely show up every Monday night and treat this like a business and learn from the people who have gone before you. So once again, what are your excuses? Your excuses are your why. I have the exact same excuses, no doubt, as you do. I have 2 kids. I have to feed them. I have to bath them. I have to do their homework. I have to make sure my husband's happy. I have the same excuses. But what I'm willing to do is set my life up so that I am able to make these things a priority, okay? And obviously my kids are the biggest priority, but the thing is, this business allows me to give them more in life. And so you've got to find that balance, and you've got to be willing to work this into your life. And honestly, every single person who is truly successful in this business, they show up every single Monday night. And even our top leaders, they're still on Start Strong. You'll notice our leaders are still on this call, even though they started 3 years ago, because they know their team will do what they do. And obviously they're learning, as we all are, we're continually learning how to show up as leaders for our team. And so, around that as well, I often find those who lose their spark and that internal drive, that inspiration, maybe they go a bit lukewarm on this business and they slowly fade out. It's usually because they just stop plugging in. Because I can see some message here and some people are saying literally that they're fired up. If you didn't get on training tonight, you probably wouldn't feel fired up, and then that would flow on to the rest of your week, not just in this business, but everything in life. And that's the beauty of our team training, is it's really about life principles, success life principles. It's transferable, not just in this business. And I truly believe that if you commit to being disciplined to show up every Monday night to this training, that is going to affect your entire life in a positive way. I promise it will, because when you're around positive people who are committed to success, you're the average of your surrounds. Okay, and I know that many of us in life, it took me a long time to find my tribe of people who were like-minded, who were positive, who were seeking success. And success to me is not just about financial. More importantly, it's about relationships. It's about parenting. It's about health. It's, encompasses so many things. And what's great is this is a team of, people who are family orientated and friendship orientated, and they're passionate about health, and they're seeking more despite what happened in their past. They know that they're capable of success. And so the more you show up and plug into that, that is going to fuel a better version of you at the same time. The last one, keys to success that we have is being consistent. I know that this team attracts a lot of mums in particular who may be juggling a lot of things, or you might be a student that's juggling study and work and this part-time business or whatever it might be. We're all extremely busy and at times overwhelmed. And so there's one thing I ask of you guys if you want to be successful at this, and it's just commit to showing up once every single day for your business. So that means that on the good days, you're going to obviously do more. I really hope that you're committed to doing more than that. But on the crazy days where the kids are teething and hubby's got the man flu and has decided that he can't, get off the couch, and you know, whatever craziness is going on around you, you can show up for 60 seconds where you go to Team Freestyle and you pull out a post that's already been made for you in the photo albums, and you know, the verbiage is already there for you, and it literally takes you 60 seconds of your energy to post that, and then you've showed up that, you know, day for your business to maintain the momentum. Because the thing about our business that's really interesting, that's unlike a job, you know, with a job, you worked for an hour, you have that instant gratification of your $20 that you get paid, or whatever the hourly rate is these days. Whereas in our business, the work you do today usually will show up in your business 3 months from now. And so when I'm coaching people who feel like they're not getting the result that they want, what they often don't realize is they keep stopping and starting their business, and they did that 3 months ago, and they're wondering why their check isn't growing 3 months later. It's because every month there's a week where they show up and do nothing. Okay, so you've got to keep showing up every day to keep the ball rolling, but it's about the consistency, not the amount of time. Okay, that's my point. You really can grow a great income initially on 15, 20 minutes a day. Okay, and then on the hard days, just showing up once, and make that commitment for yourself. What else? What else did you want me to share?
Maybe just to end the month, why it's important, why maybe they've got some time left, but why?
So we are at end of month at the moment, and actually the other thing I want to come back is to how to schedule your time. If that would be helpful, I can chat on that. Just let me know. So we are at end of month. End of month is Thursday at 5 p.m, I believe. I did a post in FreeStyle about it today. Now, if you guys have been mapping out your DVF and your SDVF, and you've been in action and you're really excited to make it happen, it would be amazing if you guys really got passionate and set intentions around getting those over the line for end of month. And this is for 2 benefits, which are your benefits. First of all, obviously you're going to get the bonus, okay? But more importantly, you're going to get a pay rise the following month. So what happens in our business, if you go SDVF this month, your retail commission will be paid at a DVF level, okay? But when you go into the next month as an SDVF, everything you do next month is going to get paid at an SDVF level. So every time you share the product as a VF, so let's just say every time you share the premium when you first come into the business, you get $61 back in retail commission. When you get to SDVF, is it 75? You're going to get $75 every time you share the product. At DVF. At SDVF. Oh, at DVF, sorry. At DVF, you're going to get 75. At SDVF, you get 93. 93. $93 every time you share the product. So let's just say next month, all of a sudden you're on fire. All of the conversations you had a month ago, all of a sudden there's flow happening there, and you get lots of customers, but also you've got new team. Every order that they put through, the gap between where they're getting paid and you're getting paid, you're going to pick up that gap as well. So it can actually mean a huge difference in your income. The other one is if you get to SDVF before the end of the month, you're going to be able to qualify your business next month, which unlocks the residual money, the beach money. And so I'm not going to go into that right now, but we do have recorded trainings. If that is what you need to know, we say learn what you need to know as you need to know it. Not all of you need to know that right now. But if you do need to know what qualifying means, we have recorded trainings on that. And Adam will also run one once a month that you can plug into. So there's 3 benefits. You're going to get your bonus if you do it in the fast track. You're going to promote, which means you're unlocking a higher income the next month. But you also, if it's SDVF that you hit, you also get to qualify your business the next month. Yes.
If they introduce a new person.
And obviously and the next benefit is if you introduce a new person, you're picking up those gaps on every order. Okay. So scheduling your time was something that I really wanted to share, because I know that this is one of the biggest challenges that people find, because the majority of us were doing this in stolen moments when we started. You know, Adam was working 70 hours a week when he started this business. When I started, I was homeschooling and a stay-at-home mum, so I definitely know what it's like to try and juggle your time between kids and being present for them, and also being able to do the business. So my advice, or it depends on how you work. For me personally, at that time, I'd been a stay-at-home mum for 8 years, so I wasn't great at managing my time because I never had to manage it, because although I had a lot on my plate, I had all day to get everything done, and I wasn't really accountable to anyone else. So using a calendar was not something that I was used to doing, but what I did is I went and got a Kiki K week at a glance calendar, because I'm a very visual person. And what I did was I got different colored highlighters and I put in my non-negotiable highest values first. So obviously family was number one. So I would get my highlighter and highlight out times that my kids or Adam needed me. And then my next highest priority is my health. So I would then highlight the times that I was going to be at the gym. And then for me at that time, my next priority was this business and making it work, because I was committed to changing our life. And so after putting in my highest values first, I could realistically see how much time did I have and when did I have it to work on this business. And then I was realistic about how much time I would commit to showing up every day, and I would schedule that into my diary. The other thing that Adam and I have always done is we will check in with each other each week and find out when is he having his time out, the stuff that he needs to feel nourished and centered. So for him, that's golf. And then he will check in with me and see when I'm having my time out, and he's going to show up and have the kids. So really recommend, and also we schedule in time for each other. So we always try and find a day where we can have lunch together, or a date night, or, you know, scheduling some trips away throughout the year. You know, if you're not consciously showing up and being deliberate about choosing what you do with your time, then every single one of you are just going to have stuff take up your time that isn't important, that isn't as important as nourishing your relationships. You know, the other thing that Adam schedules into his diary is daddy dates. So every single week he has one afternoon with one of the girls and one afternoon with one of the other girls. Now, obviously he didn't have the luxury of all the time he has now. He didn't used to have that, but you can still be conscious about, you know, is it a weekend? Is it once a month? You know, you can start making those choices and moving forward towards the life of your dreams now. So, you know, with this business, we don't want it to take over your life. We want to make sure that you're nourishing your relationships, that you're being present in your parenting, that you're taking care of your health. You know, make sure that you're prioritizing those things. But also, when you schedule in your diary that you're showing up to do Juice Plus, whether it's 30 minutes or 3 hours, then show up. And show up and do the high-paying activities, not scrolling through Facebook. That does not put money in your bank account. What puts money in your bank account is customers, team, conversations, you know, obviously making sure you get on team training so you can learn how to do those things effectively. Do you want to talk about the high-paying activities on that?
Okay.
No, you can. You're better at it than me.
How awesome is she? I just looked at the time, 45 minutes. I'm never going to get a word in ever again. I think, you know, certainly our business has 5 high-paying activities, and I often see people are spending a lot of time on activities that aren't returning their investment, especially in the beginning. I don't know about you guys, but I know when I first started this business, I was working long hours already, and one of the biggest things that hold people back about doing this business is, do I have time? And I often say is that you do a lot of the, you know, a lot of the activities as you do life in and around what you're already doing. And the number one activity in our business, guys, is talking to people, whether you're doing that through social media interaction, whether you're doing that face-to-face, bumping into people. But when I say talking to people, and I know I should say this a lot, but it's not talking to them about Juice Plus, it's not talking about your opportunity, your product, it's talking to them about them, connecting with them. But then the next thing is, and I think social media is sometimes just cutting to the chase. If your intention, you know, be okay that you are reaching out to people to create conversation and create interaction. But let's be honest, the real reason you're doing this is that you're trying to build your business. And I think sooner or later, you know, I think there's a time and a place where you just got to cut to the chase and say, hey, one of the reasons I reached out was because this is that I couldn't help but think you might resonate with what I'm up to based on what I know, and I love it because of this. And then you share, and kind of just by offering, by saying, if I was to send you a link, if I was to connect with you, would you be open enough to take a look? And I think just getting good at that skill, kind of cutting to the chase and doing that, I think that's the number one. So number one, talking to people. And social media and posting and sharing and doing all that stuff and adding value, there's no doubt it's amazing. But that is the funnel, that is the curiosity creator. So when you are creating conversation, that people are going to often ask you, what are you up to? What are you doing that's got me, that got their interest? And I think the thing is how to respond to that. When someone asks you, what are you doing? I think it's mastering how you share what you're doing in a way that has people become curious, but you're not trying to tell, the features of what you're doing, but more so the benefits. I think before you even share what your story is about, I think just by asking them, hey, thanks for taking an interest, thanks for noticing what I'm up to, but can I ask you what's grabbed your attention? What have you seen that's grabbed your interest? And, tell me more about that. So I think, first of all, one distinct thing to capture when you are starting the business, guys, is that there are two distinct areas in where people are coming to you at. Some people are coming to you at because they're interested in the program and the product, and that's helping them, or they're interested because they're interested in improving their health. And that's about helping people, just get on the products, get in the program and help them get great health results. So it's about taking an interest in their health, and I think more than anything, if it's health that they're interested in, then take a greater interest in their health. How's your health? What's your challenges? Are you taking anything? Are you following any sort of program? What sort of health results would you love to be able to achieve? I think when you take the time to ask those sort of questions, you, one, build rapport, that it's not just about your program and your product, and then you might share some of the results that you've got since being involved in the program yourself. And I say the program, I say that because I think people are a lot more open to the idea of having a look at a program than feeling like that you're just like trying to shove a product down their neck. I think when you kind of lead with the program, I think people are open. You share, hey, I just started a program. That's why I asked, and I'm loving it. These are the results I've got since taking it. And if you were skeptical or unsure, in the beginning, share, I was a little bit, uncertain if this thing could help, but since I've been taking it, this is how I feel. And then the other side of our business is about the lifestyle, the financial aspects of it. It's, stop trading time for money, all those things. So when you can hear, and only when you can hear that people are looking to improve their financial situation, they're trying to improve their lifestyle situation, maybe they're entrepreneurial, I think it's first and foremost asking better questions around that. When you hear someone's looking for a job or they're struggling financially, I think the first thing is, guys, is take an interest in that area of their life. What's going on there? Are you looking for a way to make an extra stream of income, or are you looking for a way to make a little bit more money? And then I know you might know the answer to that, but I think if you take the time to ask those questions, then they respond with the answers that you can then lead you on to the next question, which might be, have you ever thought about creating an income from home? Have you ever thought about looking at a way how you can create an income using social media and the internet? Again, you wait for the response. They say, well, not really, and maybe they say, what do you mean? What is that all about? Tell me more about that. And you say, the reason I ask, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I've recently started something myself, and I couldn't help to think it might resonate. And if I was to, you guys get the flow on this, the same thing. If I was to send you a small video to something to check out, would you be open enough to have a look? And I think the thing is, guys, if you have people that are interested in the product and the program, if you're interested in the product and the program, I think it's take an interest in their health, share what you love once you've taken an interest in them, share a part of your story, some of your results or other people's results around you. And if you're just getting started right now, guys, you already have your own story. Even if you haven't experienced results yet, the reason why you're even giving the program and a product a go is a powerful enough story. And I think you don't want to underestimate that. The other side of it is really, if it's a customer, potential customer, I'd be saying, you know what, might be easy to connect over a call, over a chat. I don't say call, I say a chat. And then I ask them, when's normally the best time to catch you? Are you normally better during the day or in the evening? So I'm not saying, do you want to get on a call? Because you're giving them the option of yes or no. And most people don't want to get on a call these days. So I think is when's the best time to catch you for a chat? Are you normally better during the day or in the evenings? And I promise you guys, if you use that strategy, it's a lot more powerful and a lot easier because people focus on during the day or in the evenings. You're giving them two options. And then when it comes to the business, when you can hear that people are looking for something and you ask them, you know, if I was to, then it might just be like, I might have something you could be really interested in, and could I send you something? I think that's the difference between the program and product and the business. The business is, if they're interested in the benefits the business provides, then I think just getting them in front of an event is the first thing to do. Identify who's looking for something, looking for the benefits this could be, and then get them in front of an event. Once you've got them in front of an event, and they've got some questions, then your job is not to send them 3 more links about the product and the business and all that. Your job is to then connect them to your upline support, and by just setting up a 3-way message. All you need to do is set up a 3-way message, and it might be as simple as, hey, Kira, I wanted to introduce you to Linda. Linda, this is Kira. She's recently watched an event, and I wanted to connect us as Linda's been helping me and supporting me over the last 12 months, and I thought she could help answer your questions a little better than I can right now. And just step back and let your upline support leaders, the guys that are all in and rocking it and turning up, let them help you. And I share that with you guys because I see that work all the time, and you don't have to do this thing on your own. You know, I know Jessica talked about the script book. The script book's all there, guys. If you go to Team FreeStyle, did you tell them where they should go? I think for me, there are 3 simple steps getting started in this business. And I think the first step, get on the products. And Kira already shared that. Get on both, use both. We're about to have a 3rd product. Get on the 3rd product also. So they're the first. That's step number 1. Step 2, go watch the game plan video. Go and have another look at what Kira shared about where the initial $500 to $1,000 that are available to you in the first 60 to 90 days of getting started. And it actually can be a lot more if you go check out the game plan video where I map out how to get the sales coordinator. Step 3 is, once you've got your franchise application details to your upline support, then make sure you're in the team page. Team FreeStyle is obviously the one that I'm biased to because we started it. But your leaders will have a team page, and in that team page, guys, in the file section, there will be a starter guide. Go to the starter guide, print it out. I promise you, just print it out. Start at step 1. Then go to step 2 and so forth. Go and find the script book, and I would print that out also. And then the 3rd document that I would print out is the customer care guide. Okay, they're the 3 things. So I'm going to say it again. Order the products, get in the program, start using the recipes. They're amazing, and fall in love with the program. 2nd step is go and listen to the game plan video. And 3rd step, get in the team page. Print out the 3 documents, the starter guide, the customer care guide, and the script book, and have them on hand ready to go. And then really ask yourself, what would I love this to be in the next, 30 to 60 days? Set your intention, and then take on a do whatever it takes attitude, no matter what you want to achieve. If it's just find a customer, if it's find a team member, whatever it is, learn the skills. You're not meant to be a rock star from day one. I don't know any job that you would have ever done in the first month that you were the top of the class, right? Some of you guys overachievers probably were, but most of us is that you weren't an expert at what you do today in the first month. So stop setting some crazy expectation on yourself. And you've got to understand, guys, just as Jeff Roberti shared with one of my best mates earlier this year, when he looked to get started in the business, he knew who Jeff Roberti was. He went up to Jeff Roberti and asked him about the potential of Juice Plus. He said, you know what? This team, the team here is an amazing team that's doing some incredible things. stuff as good as anything Jeff Roberti, our #1 earner, has ever seen. But he said this business is a 5-year career. Don't underestimate this, guys, is that we're all on our own journey. And whether you get off to a flying start or not, if you turn up and you make sure that you get started, and if you follow the starter guide that's all there for you guys, it's clear, mapped out, get into action and follow the starter guide, that anything is possible if you treat it like a 3 to 5 year career. And I would challenge you guys, what else could you do over the next 3 to 5 years that potentially could be a 50, 100 or more $1,000 per annum type of income? You know, if you want to go and chase a property portfolio to create $100,000 a year residual income, passive income through real estate, you need to own $2 million worth of property outright. And if you're just getting started in property now, to own $2 million worth of property outright is going to probably take longer than 5 years, no matter how much you're earning, how savvy you are, how good the market grows over the next 5 years. It's probably going to take that. So guys, you guys chose to be entrepreneurs. That's why you're here. This is an entrepreneurial decision. Whether you are comfortable with that word or not, you chose to do that. You've got to understand that the work that you do today, although you might not see every dollar in your bank account, you might not see every result, that if you stay in the game, and not just stay in the game, but play full out. You know, I don't want to confuse you guys. If there's a myth in our business, if you stay in line, you'll get to the top. That's bullshit. That's not the truth. You got to do the work. If you go to work, you get yourself out of the way is often the biggest thing, and you get focused on what you want, that quite possibly anything is possible. So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight. I know Kira was amazing. I'll get the recording up in Team Freestyle as soon as we can, but we'll see you guys on our other training right now. Bye for now.